This is the Simulation Football League Season 21 Kickoff Weekend. Live here in San Antonio from NordVPN Stadium. We welcome you to a brand new era of the Simulation Football League. Good afternoon, folks. We are live from the SFL convention in Cincinnati, Ohio. Glad to have your company. I'm Tyler Falk, joined in the booth from a man from down under. It's Jacob Clear. Jacob, it is finally time we get Season 21 and this new era off and running.
G'day Tyler, g'day convention, g'day SFL Nation. It's a pleasure to be in the booth today, and what a matchup to open up week one on the convention slate. A rematch of the Season 18 playoffs that saw Alamo City, or formerly the Lone Star Glory, get into the championship game. Really enticing matchup here, Tyler.
That's the game that I'll be remembered as the Greg Soto was out of bounds contest, in which the game-winning touchdown scored by Soto, who is now Yayo Montana, scored the game-winning touchdown. The Alamo City Artillery will kick us off to begin the new era here from San Antonio, where it all began a little over 10 years ago, as here we go from San Antonio. And the Legion will get the return all the way past the 25-yard line. Good little bump off from Justice Blackwell, the return man. That'll start Vancouver's first regular season drive off on their own 28-yard line. A decent little return to begin things here, as now trots out onto the field for the Legion, Christian Brown, in his 6th season in the league, his 3rd season here with Vancouver.
Not only Brown as well, they have Austin Blanco, a backup QB, so we'll see a good split between the two tonight.
It'll be CB4 under center to begin matters here. He'll start with 5 wide receivers to begin the ball game. Alamo City have to send 7-8 DBs in the package almost immediately as well to try and counter. Brown will fire over the middle. One-handed snag from Chris Sunseri. The rookie comes up with his first reception, and it's a first down grab.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of formation choice like that tonight, Tyler, with the selection of 6 wide receivers on the Vancouver depth chart. And that's just an example. Sunseri brought that in with one hand over the middle. It shows the talent that they've got at the back end of this roster. It's going to be really interesting to see how that depth helps Vancouver across the course of this game.
Round 4, pick number 100 for Sunseri, out of the championship winning Madison Lynx from the SFLM, as Brown will be back to pass. 5-man rush from Alamo City, throws in a double coverage, and it's nearly taken away by Ron Huff on the near side.
Free agent Ron Hoff coming over from Denver. He'll want that one back. That was a real tight situation there for Christian Brown. He'll need to reel that one in.
Vancouver will trot to the line. We'll get you those offensive starters. They're actually popping down at the bottom of your picture at the moment. We'll introduce everybody here in just a moment. 2nd down here. Meanwhile, for the Legion, floater left side bounces off of the hands of the receiver, but a flag comes in late. We head down to the referee for our first penalty this season. It is a face masking penalty on Alamo City. Unfortunately, it's an accidental on Bogey Bar. Give the Legion free 5 yards.
Bit of a let-off. That could have gone either way, and you're going to see a bit more of that in this game engine in terms of penalty calling.
Might we see our first carry of the ball game? Will it be Logan Lee or Robert Redford? Big news out of the Legion. The Hall of Famer Robert Redford, now after being inducted yesterday, is not the number 1 rated tailback anymore in Vancouver. However, he does get the first carry and does show why he is the Hall of Famer, why he is the natural.
Yeah, don't let the inclusion of Logan Lee into this lineup deter from Robert Redford and how good he is. They still pay him over $2 million.
Logan Lee now, as we mentioned, the tailback tandem is now in the ball game behind fullback Sawyer Stern. 3 wide here for Christian Brown. They'll send Zoro Lunar, another rookie from Tacoma, in motion from right to left. Brown back to pass. The artillery send a heavy blitz. Pass over the middle into traffic. Brett Killian couldn't get his arms extended. That's going to be PI on Alamo City. 2 penalties early on in this first drive for the artillery.
Very aggressive defensive start from Alamo City, and it shows in the penalty calling. Again, just playing really tight coverage, and they pay the consequences. It's it's one of those things it'll have its benefits, but in that situation, it's negative, and Vancouver keep moving.
So a free first down given up to Vancouver, a solid opening drive for the Legion to begin season 21. And off Redford through the middle. He is met by Jay Martz, 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. And let's introduce you now to that full Legion offense. Of course, we've mentioned the quarterbacks Christian Brown and Austin Blanco, and the tailbacks Logan Lee and Robert Redford. Fullback is Sawyer Stern. Wide receivers, there's 6 of them. Chris Curtis, Brett Killian, Chris Sunseri, Justice Blackwell, Zoro Lunar, and Timothy Mossam King. We'll get to the tight ends here in a moment. Pass underneath route is caught for another 4 yards. That's Chris Curtis picking up the reception as we introduce the rest of that offensive lineup. Stephen McMichaels and Abad Ruiz are the tight ends. Perrin Ibarra and Mike Coverson are the tackles, with Michael Percoco rounding up these offensive starters for the Legion at guard. Third down now here for Vancouver. Power eye look out of the Legion. They'll hand off left side for Lee. He springs through one. He puts a man to the turf at the 30 and continues running with blockers down the sideline, inside the 10, busted out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Good run from the rookie.
Fantastic introduction by Logan Lee, and you see why they've invested so heavily in him over the offseason. Such an electric runner. It looks like he's just playing this at his own pace, going down the sideline. Once he gets that stiff arm on the open defender, he's able to cross downfield, and that's a terrific run. And it again shows why this Vancouver backfield is going to be so elite this season.
It'll be first and goal here for Vancouver, with the drive already ticking over the 3-minute mark for time of possession. A very good opening drive here for the Legion. Killian sent in motion. Gunny, Mickey McGuire trails him to the top side of the screen. Brown will look to throw. Looks, trying to float it. It goes backward. It's a fumble, but it's quickly recovered by Vancouver. Oh, they will move backward.
It was really risky. The protection on Brown just kind of folded, and I'm not really sure what that throw was, whether it was deflected by one of the defenders or whatever the case was, but that was a really, really testy situation as Vancouver challenges it.
And here comes Andy Hamilton. He doesn't like the call on the field, so just like the referee, we'll take a peek under the hood as well to see what exactly happened. Looks like the ball just floated out of his hands, partner.
Looked like it just slipped out of his hand.
And so Vancouver is going to be charged a timeout as the call on the field stands. So Vancouver are left with 2 timeouts. Costly challenge call.
To be honest with you, I'm not really sure if that was the right call there. I don't think they needed the challenge. It wasn't like they lost an unreasonable chunk of yardage.
Time possession now at 3 minutes. Here for Vancouver. Bunch set off to Christian Brown's left. Dime look at Alamo City. Brown looking middle. That's caught by Curtis near the 3-yard line. They'll get all those yards back and then some to set up 3rd and goal.
A beautiful touch by Christian Brown, and it gets them the yards they lost, and means that this 3rd down play could potentially be a run. That, given the elite running backs that they've got, they could potentially punch this in. Playbook wide open here at 3rd and goal.
Christian Brown Has Logan Lee in the backfield here in this power eye. Will they go it to a pitch? Left side, Logan Lee out of one, but is wrapped up from behind by Bogey Barr. A touchdown saving tackle.
Great open field tackle by Bogey Barr in his second season with the artillery, and that's the second time they've gone to Lee in that formation. Comes up short this time, chance to win and knock over the three-pointer.
Chance to win with his first attempt of the season is up and good. The league's leading kicker in terms of makes and attempts last season is 1 for 1 to start this season.
Yeah, but a good drive otherwise by Vancouver. Some really positive signs both in their passing and rushing offense. Alamo City in the end getting the stop that they needed, and they'll get the ball here with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
We're off and running again. How will the artillery respond? Yayo Montana on the return from just outside his own end zone. He takes it up to the 29-yard line, and out will trot Ace Fennick, the quarterback for the artillery. He is just one touchdown away from 18th all-time passing Skeletor P. Funk in terms of total career touchdowns.
What a career he's had. He's been with this franchise since he was drafted all those seasons ago, and he's been just such a specialty piece in this offensive unit.
It'd be touchdown 156 for Ace, and how many ace to deuce connections will we see tonight? I formation behind him as he hands off to his tailback. A decent little run, gets an extra block and hurdles a man. That's Brad Jones, who picks up 7 yards. And let's introduce you to the rest of that artillery offense. Of course, Ace Fennick, the quarterback, Brad Jones and Thick and Juicy are the tailbacks, with Rainstorm is the rookie fullback. Yayo Montana, Kendra Wells, Deuce Fennick, Ziggy Horonic, and Kenny Hendricks are the wideouts, with Garrison Blue, Hank Earl Troll, the tight ends. We'll get to the lineman here in a second. Is off and running is Brad Jones out of 1, out of 2. Can he keep going? No. Finally stopped up around the 45-yard line, and this rushing attack for the artillery is firing in all cylinders early.
Fantastic run by the tailback there and Brad Jones, and he put the same move on 2 different defenders on that occasion. Just electric running, and don't forget about this rushing attack as well.
And it helps to have 5 starting offensive linemen: Jukin Rukin, Jamarcus Kennedy, David Parker, William Davidson, and Charles Michael, all starting on the line here for Alamo City. Handoff Brad Jones again. 3rd time, maybe Vancouver's charm, as Josh Farnsey, the linebacker, comes up with a stop about a yard behind, in front of the line of scrimmage.
And that time they can't execute, but you're right, Tyler. I think Alamo City are one of, 3 teams that ended up with fully contract linemen in this offseason.
Trying to put it to good use early. 2nd down, first passing attempt of the game for Fennick. He pumps once under pressure and is thrown to the turf. Our first sack here for Vancouver comes by the way of Cabrian Womack.
Yes, and he has been another fantastic member of this Vancouver defense for a very long time. Welcome to the game, Cabrian Womack. And, not exactly the start that I think Ace Fennick wanted it. He's going to have to launch it here on 3rd and 16.
Cabrian Womack had 7 sacks last season during the regular season. As we come now to 3rd and long, Fennick going to have to heave it, rolls to his right, he's under pressure again, and he's brought down again! A 2-yard sack, this time by the Greek Nightmare, Achilles Papatonis!
Well, the offensive line did a really good job to hold out there for the time, but unfortunately Vancouver just swarmed them completely. That edge rush again potent, with Papatonis this time getting home, and Alamo City with a quick 3 and out, they're going to have to punt this one away.
Danny Dimes, an undrafted free agent, will punt this one away here for the artillery, as Vancouver will get the ball back just outside their own 20. There's Blackwell on the return. He will get closer to the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down to the 29. And let's introduce you now to the Vancouver starting defense. On the line, of course, we mentioned for the Alamo City starting defense. On the line, it's Bogey Barr, Stephen Fowles the second, and Theodore Rocker, Tina Begin, and Robert Thump. Linebackers are Bogey Barr, Rob Foraker, and Jay Mart. Corners are Ron Huff, Mickey McGuire, Jeff Spicoli, and Jukin Rukin Jr. Safeties are Albert Begin, Cody Lawrence, Rain Rowe, and Willie Bands. The late handoff up the middle for Double L, Logan Lee, gains 2 yards as he's brought down by the man formerly from Denver, Ron Huff.
As Alamo City defense has started to really get into the game here in terms of this rushing attack with Vancouver. It's the second time they've stopped Logan Lee for minimal yardage.
Our eye look out of Vancouver here on second down. 8 men of the box here for the artillery. Try a run up the middle. Logan Lee goes nowhere. In fact, goes back a yard.
Once again, Alamo City's rushing defense has been potent again. They swarm him with 3 different defenders in the area. Stops him for a loss of 1, makes it 3rd and long.
They quickly learned from that first drive where Lee and Redford were able to run all over him. Now it's the 3rd play of the drive. Surely they're going to have to go to the air. Blitz coming. Brown looking left side. It's caught. That'll move the sticks. BK12, Brett Killian with the catch.
Second all-time in receiving yards. You wonder how he even brought this in. There was 2 defenders around him and somehow brought it in when both of them were in front of the ball, perhaps. And Killian just was more patient as the ball was thrown. It's a nice pass by Christian Brown, gets them moving.
McGuire unable to turn around at the right time. Allows Killian to haul that pass in. And now from the 45-yard line come Vancouver. Roll out pass for Christian Brown. Loads over the middle. Caught. Here comes Chris Curtis down inside the 30-yard line and dragged down by Mickey McGuire. First down, Legion.
Fantastic play by Vancouver, and you'll see a lot of this season where the quarterback's going to roll out in the pocket because it does make the defense shift, and in that situation it allowed Chris Curtis to get open on a little post route downfield. That's a fantastic play call by Vancouver, and now they're deep on the attack.
It opens the creativity for these coaching staffs and players alike. Now on inside the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Legion from the 28-yard line. Alamo City send the blitz. One-handed snag over the middle inside the 10-yard line. Go Vancouver!
Crazy catch by the free agent Stephen McMichaels, who crossed over this offseason from Queen City, the new tight end in Vancouver. And that, again, Christian Brown just got the ball on a string at the moment. And 3 passes in a row have resulted in catches of more than 15 yards.
McMichaels coming over from Queen City, making an impact in his first regular season game here with Vancouver. Now they come out here in a goal line eye. Redford in the backfield, they'll go his direction. He gets out of 1, gets out of maybe 2, but is brought down by Albert Begin inside the 5.
Tell Alamo City really playing for this rushing attack of Vancouver. They've swarmed the box pretty much every time they've sensed the run and have gotten it right every time.
Second and goal. They'll flip the I formation. Heavy tight ends near side now. Goal line defense for the artillery. Handoff. Redford left side denied. Got a yard, but J Mart is there.
Again, he's had a really good start in the middle of this linebacking core. Every time they've punched it up the middle, he's been there. He's made 2 one-on-one tackles on the running back now.
Third and goal from the 2. They go out of the heavy tight end look to a power look. Pitch play near side. Logan Lee got it. Had to wait 6 seasons to get it done. His first game in the SFL. His first career SFL touchdown.
What a moment for Logan Lee, and this time they've done this twice now in the game where they tossed it to him on the goal line. This time he gets it. Incredible moment for Logan Lee. First of many career touchdowns you would hope in Vancouver. And that's exactly the result they wanted. Alamo City was stout for the most part defensively throughout that drive. But once they started passing it, they were hard to stop.
Twins extra point is up and good, and Vancouver trying to exact some revenge here on the Alamo City franchise. A beautiful 8-play, 71-yard drive. Another time-wasting, time-gathering possession for the Legion, and it's 10-0 Vancouver. We're off and running again. Alamo City now in a 10-point hole. Here comes the return man, Yayo Montana, trying to gain a few extra yards. He'll gain it all the way to the 30. Now the artillery, who weren't able to protect the quarterback a whole lot on the last drive, partner, have to do a better job of that here this time around.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And we know Vancouver's defensive line can be extremely potent when it needs to be. This defense is just stacked with talent. Alamo City, when they're going to need to try and get this passing game going if there are any chance of coming back here.
26 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Ace Fennick will be in the gun, backs to his left and right with 3 wide receivers looking to throw. Right side corner route, caught in bounds. Yayo Montana got the feet down and got out of bounds.
That's what we're looking for, Tyler. That's a great throw by Ace Fennick, finding the safe route on the outside. It was a nice deep cut by Yayo Montana. First catch of the game for him, first completion, I believe, for Ace Fennick. And finally got a little bit of momentum.
They'll saunter up to the line here, 5 seconds to go. We'll see if they snap it. They will. Blitz coming. Fennick, middle. One-handed grab. Back-to-back spectacular receptions for Montana as that brings this quarter to a close. The artillery on the march. They're down by 10, 10-0.
Seeing early the elite wide receiving core, but this is why he's at the top of it. Such a talented player, Yayo Montana. He's done it for a long time in this Alamo City unit as we hit the quarter time.
10-0 Vancouver. You're watching SFL Season 21 kickoff from the convention in Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll welcome you back here to San Antonio, Texas, where the Alamo City Artillery have the ball. They're down by 10 here to begin the second quarter. I'm Tyler Falk, joined in the booth by my favorite Aussie, Jacob Clear. Glad to have your company here from the convention and wherever you might be watching or listening us from everywhere else. Handoff, good little run, good little spurt of energy from Brad Jones to pick up 9 yards.
Yeah, another elite running back in this game, and he crossed over from Indianapolis in the offseason. That was one of the big free agency moves that we saw. And look at the field position here for Alamo City. They can really attack Vancouver in any way they want here on 2nd and 1. Looks like they're going to go back to Jones.
They are set up with an I formation with only 1 wide receiver out there. 8 men in the box here for Vancouver to try and stop the run, but Jones will pick up the first and continue to move his legs. Still going. Would not be brought down, though he was in heavy traffic. They'll gain about 5.
Yeah, you're right. And they had about 5 defenders in the area, and he almost broke free there. You could just see he was popped out the back, but was brought down by the ankles at the last second.
Another I form here for their artillery. They're in a brand new set of downs as Fennick will send the tight end in motion. Pitch play left side, read well, but Jones gets out of the tackle. Oh, that would have been close. Good effort from Jones to bust out of that and make even just any bout of headway.
By the Vancouver defense, they've started to, again, both run defenses starting to really take hold in this game.
Offside eye now here from Alamo City. Roll out left for Ace, looking middle. It's caught by Montana as he's hit hard after the catch. 1st and goal, Alamo City.
That was impressive. What a catch by Yayo Montana. He's been targeted for a 3rd time today, and he's reeled it in for a third time. That's a fantastic throw by Fennec, but an even more impressive catch. And they're now deep inside Vancouver's red zone.
He held on to the ball as he was hit by Zach Lay, the cornerback. And now Alamo City, for the first time today, are in striking distance of the red zone. 5-6 down lineman for Vancouver as they try to look over the middle. A diving attempt at the ball falls incomplete. He was looking for Garrison Blue, the tight end.
That was a little bit risky from Ace Fennec trying to pass out of a heavy set, trying to trick the defense in its pace form, and both tight ends running routes there didn't quite fall to plan.
Second and goal now for the artillery from just outside the 6-yard line. Fennec to throw, floats it left side, caught by Blue. Minimal yardage gained as he was contained by Marquise Reed.
Once again, trying to get the tight ends involved at the red zone. It hasn't worked on a second occasion, even though he did complete the pass. See if they go back to one of the receivers here on third down.
And they've got 5 of them out in the pattern here on third and goal. 4-man rush. Fennec rolling to his right. Sets and fires. End zone! Incomplete! Try to connect with Kendra Wells, the free agent from Canton, but they cannot connect. The ball falls to the turf, and it brings up 4th down.
And a great stand by the Vancouver defense. They were folding a little bit there on that drive once Brad Jones got involved, along with Montana, but they stand on the goal line.
Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. It sails through the uprights for Matt Fennec's first field goal of the season, and they get a crooked number on the score line and bring it back to a 1-score game. So 10-3 now here in San Antonio. Hopefully all of you at the convention are having a grand old time. So I can already say it's been fun. I can already say we've had a few laughs, and Hall of Famers have been inducted already. What else will happen here at the convention, and what's going on around town, wherever you might be, as the return for Vancouver gets all the way to the 26 yards, and that's where this next drive starts. But Mr. Clear, when are we getting you to the SFL convention?
It's in the works. It's definitely something I want to do. I haven't come this far in this league not to go to a convention.
One year will get you. First and
Absolutely.
10 as Brett Killian goes from left to right, offset eye behind the quarterback. As Brown will hand off up the middle for Logan Lee. He'll grab 2 yards before he's taken down.
And there's always that extra bit of atmosphere at the convention. Football week 1, teams not exactly sure what to expect from each other, and we're seeing early here a good mixture of mistakes and good play.
Side linebackers showing blitz, and here they come. Lee weaving his way through traffic and gets pushed forward for a first down. This rookie tailback displaying why he is not a rookie.
Yeah, that is definitely a veteran run, and again you see he just lets his natural moves talk for themselves there. He waited for the offensive line to open it up for him and makes the play, gets the first down.
Little over 8 yards a carry for the rookie out of Lincoln. I formation now here for Vancouver. They will go to Lee again, right side. Lee will pick up 4 more yards before he's taken down by a couple of artillery.
You know, it shows how experienced he is already. I believe he was around back when Salt Lake City were a thing in the SFL. He has really waited a long time to get his shot here in the major leagues, but he's making good work of it so far.
That would be correct. Since Salt Lake City days, as Vancouver come out 9, again we'll try and go with the tailback. Maybe a loss of 1 as Jay Mart takes him down, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Another great tackle by Jay Mart. He's been excellent every time he's been called upon by this Alamo City defense in terms of the run defense. See what they draw up here on 3rd and 7.
Three wide receivers, offset eye behind Brown. Four-man rush for Alamo City. Pressure coming, hit as he throws. Ball will tumble and fall incomplete. That'll bring up a punting situation.
Yeah, this time it's the pass rusher of Alamo City that gets home and doesn't get the sack necessarily, but completes it on 4th and 7 and forces Vancouver to punt.
So it's the first punt of the ball game and the season for Vancouver. And the punt is away here as the artillery are set way deep back to return, back behind their own 20-yard line. And the return for the artillery from Deuce Fennick, it's all the way up to the 21-yard line. And out comes Alamo City. A decent drive last time out, partner, got them 3 points. What do they have to do here to get some more?
You would think similar things, and it could be a case of the game of 2 quarters. Obviously, Vancouver opened up the field goal, then on the preceding drive went down and scored. Perhaps that's the same fate here for the artillery.
2 wide receivers to begin the drive here for the artillery. They'll try and run with Brad Jones near side. Got a couple of blocks. He breaks out of one tackle, dragging Zach Lay with him. Womack helps outlay to bring down Jones, but not before he's able to pick up the first and more.
Smart play calling there by the artillery offensive coordinator. And you just saw that Vancouver got tricked into playing back because of the formation, and then Brad Jones had a lot of room to run into before he could be touched. Good start for the artillery.
13-yard pickup for Brad Jones. Have yet to see a carry out of Thick and Juicy just yet for Alamo City. 8 men in the box. It's a pitch play for Jones. Left side. Has to break out of a few tackles. Gets an extra block and is sprung free. Drew Hamilton can't bring him down. And he won't be stopped beside the sideline. Out of bounds. Good little run from Jones again.
Oh, why would you give it to Thick and Juicy when he looks extremely fresh out here in the backfield, and again just shedding tackles for fun? Brad Jones is making light work of this Vancouver defense early in this drive. 2 carries, 2 first downs.
13 yards on first down, 18.5 yards on the second play of the drive. Averaging close to 8 yards a carry, already over the 50-yard mark here tonight. Handoff Jones through the middle. He spins out of 1, but is nearly incinerated after picking up 6.
Yeah, you're right. He was absolutely whacked there in the middle of the Vancouver defense. They've had enough. Still, though, a 6-yard gain. He's just plowing forward.
Back to the line they come. 2nd and 4 from the 42-yard line. Another run for Jones. Left side and denied after 2 yards. Marquise Reed is there. Brings up 3rd down.
Here we go. Vancouver's run defense has started to get back into the game. Marquise Reed, former free safety, turned linebacker, making the tackle there.
3rd down, 2 yards to go here for Alamo City. It'll be a pass on 3rd down. Fennick rolling, looking middle, throws it away. It's a pick here for Vancouver. A timely interception for the Legion. And Vancouver will take over.
Well, it was a mistake they couldn't really afford, and unfortunately it may have been poor formation choice because they came out in the run set and he throws it over a middle to the tight end that was running a bit of a seam route there. I think it was Garrison Blue, the target. It was nowhere near him, and a really easy pick across the middle, and Vancouver get the ball back.
Our first mistake here in this ball game, our first turnover of season 21. And how will the Vancouver Legion respond? Lee out of 1, and he is shouldered to the turf from behind. I didn't think he expected that one.
And it's strange because we've got 2 running backs, or 3 running backs rather, that are all doing really well statistically, but we've watched both run defenses make some outstanding plays. That time again, Alamo City shutting it down early.
Offset eye behind Christian Brown here on 2nd down. Back to pass, looking middle, caught near the line to gain. And for now, ruled a first down. Stephen McMichaels picks up the necessary yardage.
Fantastic blocking by Barra on the edge, allowed Brown just to wait for that play to develop and make the pass.
No challenge. I didn't think that ball passed the line to gain, but apparently U11, the replacement for R62, saw differently. Pitch play near side. Logan Lee lowers the shoulder, and 121 collides with another in Rain Rowe for a pickup of 4.
Yeah, another good stop run on the rush there. Still, Logan Lee still manages to get decent yardage even when it's shut down.
And for the first time in quite a long time, Robert Redford checks into the ball game, and he will get the call near side. Robert Redford dragged down from behind after a couple yards by Jukin Rukin Jr.
That was an impressive play by Jukin Rukin Jr. He overran the play in terms of his coverage there and managed to chase him down after a poor start. Let's see what happens here on 3rd and 3.
They passed for the first down last time around. Will they try it again? Yes, they will. Brown rolling right. Now has to get rid of it. Open receiver! Oh, McMichaels had it and he dropped it.
Oh, well, there's going to be words on the sideline between quarterback and tight end there. It looked like he was walking in slow motion. He was walking into the pocket there, Tyler. The Alamo City could not lay a hand on him. Great blocking by the front portion of the offensive line for the Vancouver Legion. Couldn't complete it.
Fortunately for the artillery and unfortunately for the Legion, that's football. Punts away, and calling for the fair catch at the 10-yard line is Deuce Fennick. Alamo City was backed up deep in their own territory as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half of this one. Alamo City down by 7 with the ball. You're watching SFL Season 21 Kickoff Weekend on YouTube. Welcome you back to Texas in another scorcher of a day, as every single day for the past week plus has been in the hundreds. Hopefully everyone on the field is staying hydrated. Hand up, Brad Jones through the middle and fighting through traffic, and it looks like Vancouver has said enough of this run game from Alamo City.
Run defense again. They just threw multiple defenders at Brad Jones. Marquise Reed makes the play again. Brad Jones, as you see, 11 carries already. He's been heavily used.
Jones again in the backfield. Rain Storm, rookie fullback, in front of him as Fennick will look to throw. Pressure. He's thrown back! 3rd sack of the game for Vancouver's defense.
The defensive line's going to matter so much in this game, Tyler. And you're seeing early with this Vancouver run defense. Again, it's Womack for a second time today. Papatonis has one as well. And even with this full contract O-line that Alamo City have, Vancouver have really pressured him and have gotten results. This is a huge play here.
Nitty-gritty territory now. 3rd and 16 from their own 4-yard line. 4 wide receivers here for the artillery, and they'll just dump it off near side here for Brad Jones, and Jones will run forward to give his punter some more breathing room. Good solid tackle from Zach Lay.
Yeah, you couldn't afford to turn it over in that situation. You just got to get to your punt. You've got to accept that Vancouver got them. They pinned them down inside the 10 with the punt and get the stop defensively, and this is going to be really good field position with minimal time on the clock.
Danny Dimes will punt it away from his own end zone. Waiting to milk as much of this clock off as possible before giving the ball over to the Legion. Dimes' punt is a decent one near the 45-yard line as Blackwell will get the return all the way to the 43. And that'll set them up in an opportunity for them to grab a few more points before the end of the half.
Well, they'll have a couple of shots at it, and even if you just pass it into a field goal territory, probably only need 1 first down to get an extra 3 points on the board. Look out for Chris Curtis and Brett Killian here.
3 wideouts, 2 to Christian Brown's left, 1 to his right. 2 backs and an eye behind him. They have 2 timeouts after having to give up one on a challenge. Dump off near side. Sawyer Stern, he wisely scampers out of bounds after picking up 7.
It's a smart play, inching close to the field goal territory whilst maintaining that clock. They only lost 5 seconds in that pass out to the fullback, Christian Brown's involving a lot of his offense. He's only thrown 4 incompletions. He's been really accurate.
Just outside field goal range for chance to win. They're going to try and run to get the yardage. They go with the natural, and Redford grabs maybe a yard and a half. Vancouver will call their second timeout with 7 seconds to go. Now, Jacob Clear, do you run one more play, or do you just give it to win to try and make a long field goal?
You can. You can run another play, and they will here, as you can see. They'll probably run it one more time, try and see if they can get the first before they bring out the field goal unit.
By formation. Here for Vancouver, 7 seconds to go. They'll try and run up the middle. It's actually the backup quarterback, Blanco, handing the ball off, and then Redford can't do anything. And so it'll be 4th and 2. Vancouver out of timeouts. It's going to be a long 52-yard attempt from chance to win coming up. Or no?
They're going to run it.
4th down, 2 seconds to go. They have no timeouts, and they're going to try, hopefully not just for a first down. Pitch play near side. Logan Lee bounce out of 1 tackle. Can't get the first down. It's a turnover on downs to end the half. Wow. Jacob Clear, walk us through it.
Really, it was an odd decision. And at that time, again, Alamo City just gets home. But, I mean, I guess they didn't have faith in their kicker and thought that Logan Lee might break off for a big run. But irrespective, they've got the lead. They can do whatever they want with it.
They have the lead, but they will have to kick the ball away to begin the second half as they go into halftime. The Legion 10, the Artillery 3. And let's walk through what we just witnessed here in this first half, partner Jacob Clear, is the run game has been truly the main story of today's contest.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on both sides as well, but also the run defense on the side has made some big plays when necessary. See Logan Lee, 52 yards off 14 carries isn't nearly as much as what Brad Jones has been able to manage on the other end, but it's also, in particular, it's been Vancouver's passing defense, as well as their defensive line that sacked Hayes Fennick 3 times. That's really the storyline of the half. Was that those sacks produced 3 and outs for Alamo City's offense, and have really been the case as to why that they've been held to 3 points in the first half.
Logan Lee, player of the half, has the lone touchdown in the ball game as we come out of the halftime break. The Vancouver Legion will have to kick it away as we welcome you back to NordVPN Stadium here in San Antonio, Texas. Tyler Falk and Jacob Clear on the call. We are glad and happy you have joined us here from either the convention or wherever you might be on this happy Saturday to all of you. Second half of Game 1 for these two teams in Season 21 is back and underway. Here comes Deuce Fennick back deep on the return from his own end zone, and it's a good little return up to the 25-yard line for Deuce. And that's where Alamo City's first possession of the second half will begin.
Yeah, we'll see what Alamo City draw up here. The run offense has been really good so far behind this offensive line, but they need to get the passing more in sync. It's only really been Yaya Montana who's made any damage on this Vancouver pass defense.
Numbers for Ace Fennick currently 4 of 7 tonight, throwing the football. Be a run to begin matters here as Brad Jones is the main bell cow on the ground, or in terms of any yardage gained for Alamo City, picks up maybe a yard before he stood up.
Vancouver linebacking core has really stood up across the course of the last 5 minutes of that second half, but Alamo City had the ball. That time again, stopping him from minimal yardage.
Offside eye behind Fennick, delayed handoff for Jones up the middle, and that had a lot of space. The offensive line created a ginormous hole for Jones to run through.
Yeah, great blocking on the forward run, and that was another good lead block as well by the fullback. Vancouver just kind of got misguided defensively and allowed for a lot of space across that middle portion of Vancouver's defense for Brad Jones to run into first down.
They come back to the line as the down marker flips back to 1. Offset eye behind Fennec. Again, they'll go Brad Jones' direction, right side. He sends a man flying, but then he is stapled to the turf after picking up 4.
A good lead block by the tackle there, Chuck Michael, and they get forward progress again. Brad Jones just chugging forward.
I formation here for Ace Fennec. He'll hand off to Jones again. 4th time on the drive. Good little spin move from Jones. He drags a defender with him all the way up to the 43-yard line. First down, ACA.
Well, what a run, but he almost broke it off completely. I think it was Mark Lopez that saved the Vancouver defense at the back end there. He had one man left before he broke it off completely for a long-range score. But otherwise, a really good run and more positive signs for Brad Jones.
110 rushing yards for Brad Jones tonight. A solid opening debut to the season for him. Pass into double coverage. He was looking for Ziggy Hronik, but it is deflected away.
I'll tell you what, Tyler, Marquise Reed has had a really good game so far. That time involved in the passing game, he's been a run stopper in terms of his linebacking spot, but at that time getting involved in the pass defense. Good tip.
They really can't target that flat of the field where Marquise Reed has been all night tonight. That brings up 2nd down. Tight end goes from being a tight end to more of a wide receiver as Fennec will look to throw, floating it right side. It's caught for first down yardage. No, incomplete it is a catch. Unfortunately, Gerald Giudice is down.
Well, this could be really devastating for Vancouver if they can't go without him. He's the middle of that defensive line of that tackle spot. He's such an experienced veteran on the middle of that line, but that time gets it back to Montana. He's been the receiver in Alamo City's offense that's been influential in this game.
Gerald Giudice has really been a stalwart in the middle of that Vancouver line for so many seasons. Unfortunately, hopefully we'll see him back. Brad Jones out of 1, out of 2, and a first down run for Brad Jones.
Yeah, it's the way you got good yardage off of that pass to Montana on the 2nd down play. That time they just go back to Jones on 3rd down. He gets the couple of yards necessary to pick up the first down.
Another first down here for the artillery. He'll hand off to Jones again. Hurdles his own lineman and is turned asunder after picking up 5 yards. He just continues to feast on this Vancouver defense.
I tell you what, it's an interesting contrast. The offensive line for the artillery has been fantastic. With their rushing defense has been a little vulnerable in terms of the pass, but has been really good at setting the blocks for Brad Jones.
Comes Brad Jones again, spinning back into the interior and picking up first down yardage again. Another 5+ yard pickup for Brad Jones.
Absolutely, and it keeps moving forward. It's a good space, and Brad Jones is making it happen at the moment for Alamo City.
It's a methodical drive for the artillery as Fennec will look to throw now. Has time, middle, and caught. Inside the 5 they go. There's Montana. First time we've seen him this half, and it's 1st and goal.
Pass complete. Guess who? Yayo Montana. I believe that's his 5th catch of the game. Fennec hasn't really been able to make much happen in terms of the passing offense, but when this guy's been open, it's been a completion. That time again involved. Sets him up now deep inside Vancouver's territory, inside the 5.
77 yards for Montana. As Vancouver will trot out the goal line defense. As Fennec will trot out an offset eye behind him. They're going to try and overload the right-hand side, sending Garrison Blue from the left to the right. 5 to go on the play clock. Here on 1st and goal, handoff up the middle. Brad Jones runs out of one tackle, gets out of another, and he is into the end zone! Touchdown, Alamo City!
How did he do that? That was a fantastic run to get into the end zone, and what a spectacular play. I mean, he had no right to get through that Vancouver defense. They had about 4 or 5 defenders around him. He got 3 tackles to get there. That's a really impressive run, but a reward for his good work for the opening stages of this game.
And so now we're an extra point away from tying up this football game for the first time since the first quarter. Kick is up and it is good. 10-10, 11 play, 76-yard drive, nearly 4 minutes of offense from the hometown artillery. A solid drive.
Fantastic work, and we'll see what Vancouver respond with. They've stalled out a little bit since that opening half, quarter rather.
As Blackwell will take a knee in the end zone. That'll give the ball to Vancouver at the 20-yard line, as their lead now has gone away here on the road. It's all square as you were. What can the Legion do on this drive? Start with a run. Logan Lee, nothing doing. Jay Mart reintroducing himself to Logan Lee as the wheels currently in the mud for that running game.
Yeah, a little heat check there by Vancouver on this Alamo City defense. Jay Mart says, "I'm still here," and gets the stop. Vancouver might try it again here on 2nd down.
2nd and long. After the tackle behind the line from Jay Mart. Quick drop here from Brown. He'll dump it off left for Logan Lee, who's going to break out of 1 and gain about 6 yards before being finally stopped near the 25-yard line. And that will bring up a 3rd down situation.
And he beat one to cop the serve by one of the safeties in the end there and sets up a 3rd and medium.
3 wideouts for Christian Brown to potentially find. 2 backs behind him and an eye as Brett Killian goes in motion. 5-step drop. Brown underneath, caught by Lee. He falls backwards. What a play from Logan Lee. Great awareness, and he picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, he made hard work of it, but it doesn't matter how you get it. He's got the 1st down, and he's making it happen at his own pace, Logan Lee. You just can sense it's going to happen at some point.
And for Logan Lee again, he's out of 1, fighting for extra yard and gets a 1st down. He fights off his opposite number to pick up the 1st.
Yeah, again, unconventional. There's a little barrel roll to try and get the 1st down. Once the defender wrapped him up and just rolls over the 1st down marker. But again, that's a great run though. By punching out the middle, just sense the gap there between the defensive line, and again, this Vancouver offensive line's making it happen.
Now marker stays at 1 as Brown starts with 2 wide receivers out in the formation. Chris Curtis goes from left to right. Another run here for Logan Lee. Has a couple of blocks on the edge, but squeezing through is Ron Huff to take him down after 2 yards.
Good tackle again. Alamo City, every time Logan Lee's punched it to the outside, Alamo City have responded probably the best in terms of their rushing defense. He's been much better up the middle. You'll see a heavy set. I'll go up the middle here.
Brown doesn't like how many defenders Alamo City are piling into the box. It won't matter for the natural. He'll gain maybe a yard after being brought down by Jukenruku Jr. and company.
Yeah, it was a bit telegraphed, unfortunately. Vancouver drawing out a defensive, offensive formation that prompted Alamo City to put all their players in the box. They get the result there and force Vancouver to a third and medium.
Four wideouts here for Christian Brown to throw. Has to roll left. Fires off his back foot, and Logan Lee can't haul it in. Just off his fingertips. And that'll send out the punting unit.
Interesting, Tyler. I mean, they've got so many receivers. I think they've got 6 receivers on their depth chart. So much talent in terms of that position. And that time, throwing to a running back instead, as good as Logan Lee is and has been, wonder what might have happened had they thrown a receiver in that route.
On his way here for Vancouver and calling for the fair catch is Deuce Fennick at the 26-yard line. And so Alamo City, who had a solid drive to begin the half, get the ball back with 3:07 to go here in the third quarter to try and take the lead.
Well, their momentum is well and truly in their favor at the moment, Alamo City. So what they do on this drive.
Fennick will be the man under center. An I form behind him, and he'll hand off to guess who? Brad Jones, who tried to spin out of the tackle, but is brought down by, oh, hi, Mark Lopez.
I like it. I like it. Another good tackle, though, by Lopez. He had earlier touchdown saver on Brad Jones. You see those numbers. That's crazy from Brad Jones. What a terrific effort.
How can it help his team propel them to more points? Might need 150 plus to get some at this rate. We'll see if Fennick tries and chucks one down the field for a pass. Instead, back to Brad Jones, right side, fighting off another tackle, and is finally brought down near the 50-yard line. Another first down for Alamo City. They just keep those tanks rolling.
Yeah, and this guy's making it happen. Big free agent from Indianapolis, as we mentioned, and again, the offensive line's just creating the crease for him to move into, and they haven't gone back to the pass much at all tonight. He's just kind of making it happen when he needs to, and we'll see what they do here in a spread.
Another delayed handoff, and Brad Jones gets a few more yards as the man from Indianapolis from season 19 gets the call for those 4 yards.
Well, yeah, and absolutely. And he's, again, that time that delayed handoff has worked really well for them tonight. And goes back to it again. I'll see what they do here. 2nd and 6. Single back set.
5-step drop from Ace Fennick. Looking near side. Garrison Blue has it. Plenty of room for him to rumble down the sideline for extra yards. And more importantly, a first down.
One of the few times that Fennick has found a unique target, or a target not named Yayo Montana. That time finds his number 1 tight end for a good completion. Gets the first down a little bit more.
You know what we haven't seen today, Mr. Clear? We haven't seen an ace to deuce connection. Usually by this point, we've seen at least 3 or 4. Unfortunately, Brad Jones has stolen the spotlight in that regard. 2 more yards gained on the call.
Well, you're right, but also anytime they've gone to the air, it's been Montana that's been the one that Fennick has favoured. You'll be wondering why that is, but it's also just because they've gone to the ground so much in this game.
Offset eye behind Ace here on 2nd and 8. Rolling out to his left. Fennick looking middle into triple coverage. Incomplete. Michael Lister nearly had the pick.
I think it was right on cue. I think he was looking for Deuce Fennick on that occasion, but that time Vancouver had several defenders around the area. Michael Lister, former free safety, I think corner now, has made a good tip. Forces Alamo City into a passing set here.
Deuce Fennick in the slot left-hand side. Do they go to him? 5-man rush. Ace has time. Looking middle. Caught. There's Montana fighting beyond the 20-yard line and rolling over to the 17-yard line. They're back in the red zone.
Missile again targeted and caught. 6th catch of the game for Yayo Montana. He's been outstanding in this opening game for Alamo City. Over 100 yards now. That's a really good outing given that Ace Fennec has struggled in the passing game. And Alamo City now well and truly on the attack as the third quarter draws to a close.
First and 10 from the 17-yard line here for the artillery. Another pass here from Ace. He floats it near side, and a little bit maybe of miscommunication between tailback and quarterback. Ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, we want that one back, but no harm, no foul. Just get the ball out of the hands and into safety. So they bring up here.
Back to the line they come here on 2nd and 10. Fullback shifts to his right. 4-3 look out of Vancouver. 5-step drop from Ace Fennec. He scans the field. He'll dump it off again for Brad Jones. This time they connect, and he bounces off a whippy tackler. Shreds another tackle and picks up 8 yards to the 10. As we hit the quarter break. 10-10 here in San Antonio. We've got a good one here this Saturday afternoon. Keep it tuned in here. You're watching Season 21's SFL Kickoff Weekend on YouTube.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Curtis, Tyler Folk, and Jacob Clear. Live from San Antonio and also live at the SFL convention in Cincinnati, Ohio. Welcome to the fourth quarter of Game 1 of Season 21. Brad Jones gets the call, fighting forward. It's a 1st and goal at the 2.
And again, the offensive line has been fantastic today at creating blocks. You see again. Fullback as well did a good job to create that first block. Almost got first to the end zone, but you imagine that they'll just persist as he reaches 25 carries on the afternoon.
2 yards from pay dirt. Brad Jones, who has been the best tailback in the ball game, gets the call left side and walks it in. And the artillery take the lead.
Well, did you have any doubt he's been that good at getting solid yardage all game? There was no chance Vancouver was going to stop him in that kind of field position. And they were down 10-0, Tyler, and now they're up by hopefully 17 points to 10. 17-0 run here by the artillery. What a turnaround in this ball game.
And now for the extra point from Matt Fennec. Snap spot kick is up, and it is good. It's a 7-point lead, their first lead of the season, 17-10 over Vancouver. .9:30 to go in regulation here from San Antonio, and kick is away from Fennec, as Blackwell will get the return started from about the 2-yard line, looking for something to do. And is stopped at the 31-yard line. A solid return of about 29 yards. And that is where Vancouver will set up shop. And it's been a drought, Jacob, since the second quarter when they got that Logan Lee touchdown.
Well, and Logan Lee just hasn't been able to make it happen in open field so far today, and Redford's been pretty underused. I think it might be time that Christian Brown kind of takes this into his own hands.
It was good early, the running game, but this second half, in limited viewing, just hasn't been up to that first half caliber. Blitz coming. Brown has to get rid of it quickly. He finds Logan Lee near side, who's running with defenders and just decides to run out of bounds, but will pick up the first down.
Must have heard him wanted to prove point. That's a great run off the catch there by Brown, and just accelerated forward, got what he needed to. goes out of bounds untouched, and that hopefully will be a little bit of a confidence boost for Logan Lee as he continues into this fourth quarter.
So back to the line they come. Second play of the drive. After the 12-yard pitch and catch to Logan Lee. 3 wide here for Christian Brown at the 9-minute mark. Blitz coming, pass middle, off the hands of his intended target. That was the fullback, Sawyer Stern. It'll bring up second down.
It wasn't the best read there by Christian Brown. Just didn't look at his options downfield and dropped, thankfully, by the artillery defense as well as the fullback.
4 wide now here for Vancouver. Maybe sensing the pressure and having to go back to the air early and often. They'll send Logan Lee. It'll be 4 wide on the right-hand side here for Christian Brown. As time, looking deep, right side, overthrows his man, Chris Curtis.
Well, I'm not even sure if he overthrew it. It looked like Curtis stopped running there on the route. Had he kept going, I wonder if it would have just landed on his chest, but instead, third and long, similar formation.
4 wide here for Christian Brown and company at their own 42-yard line. Zoro Lunar goes from left to right. Now there's 2 wideouts on either side as Brown will look to throw on third down. Looks right side. That's caught coming back for it as Curtis has got all the work to do. Shoves a man down. That comeback route didn't work maybe as intended. It brings up 4th and 4.
It was a really odd call by Luna to move across the field because Alamo City had 2 corners on either side, but Vancouver had the extra number on the left, and Luna moved over to create a 2-and-2 look. I'm not really sure what that was supposed to achieve, but it doesn't get them the first down, and they're punting it away again.
Excellent analysis, partner, as the punt is away. And letting it go is Deuce Fennick. It's a wild bounce deep into the end zone. It'll be down for a touchback. And so the Alamo City Artillery will take over at their own 20-yard line. Not the best punt from Smith, but here come the Artillery. Can they milk off more clock? They've had drives, Jacob, where they've been able to milk maybe 3, close to 4 minutes off a drive. They hold the lead. They hold the ball. We'll get your thoughts here in a second after this very next play. 8 men in the box here for Vancouver on the opening play of the drive. They'll go to Brad Jones, left side. Brad Jones with a couple blocks. And Brad Jones struggling forward. I mean, if they keep doing runs like that with Brad Jones, they'll for sure be able to keep the drive for longer than 3 minutes.
Right. We saw a couple of games in the preseason where running backs took over to nearly 40 carries or over 40 carries. Brad Jones is going to have one of those afternoons in this game, already on 27. You're going to expect another dosage of him on this drive, especially if he's running the ball like that. That was just too easy for Brad Jones moving forward.
He's inching closer to the 200-yard mark here in the ball game. A stellar game in the least sense of the word. And Jones again gets the call left side. Gets an extra block. Has to fight with Drew Hamilton. And he gets a little help near midfield. But Brad Jones busting holes wide open.
If Vancouver have kind of let go of the rope here defensively that time, no one came anywhere near him for quite some time. Again, good blocking by the Alamo City front line. Vancouver really need to get a foothold here. This is a bad start to the drive for their defense.
And if they keep running like this, the Artillery just going to continue to gas this Vancouver defense, who have done nothing but try and tackle a speedy back. And here he comes again. A good little spin move for Jones for a couple yards. 7 in total for Brad Jones, and is now clearly hit the 200-yard mark.
I'll tell you what, he looks fresh as a daisy, but I've got to ask Tyler, do you think Vancouver's defense looks a bit tired at the moment? It seems that they're not able to get to the coverage in time before Jones gets there, and he's making light work of this at the moment.
And you can see the speed difference even between the fullbacks Storm and the rest of the linebackers, and here comes Jones again, is gonna finally be brought down by Zach Lay, and they just keep running over this Vancouver defense.
And he's going to keep doing that the more that Vancouver let him go forward without touching him. And that time I think he had 5 yards of clean room before he was even touched by a Vancouver defender. Eclipses 200 rushing yards on the afternoon.
Just keep giving him the football. He's the tank that won't stop. 6.5 to go. Here he is again. Jones gets out of 1, picks up 5. Brad Jones continues to work. I'm concerned he might get a little gassed, partner.
Well, he might, but you've got to remember they've got a backup tailback that doesn't even touch the ball yet. I mean, they're not stressed about it. If they get a score here, they can just milk the clock out.
High formation on 2nd down. Pitch play, Brad Jones left side looking for a block from Storm. He gets it, he fights forward with Drew Hamilton. And oh no, the wheels have come off. Brad Jones, the only thing that can stop him, unfortunately, is an injury.
I'm going to blame you for that, Tyler. I reckon you jinxed him.
I'll take the unfortunate commentator's curse, but we now get to see Thick and Juicy come into the ball game in relief for Brad Jones. A solid game. Unfortunately, it ends in injury potentially. But does the run game continue? They send a tight end, Blue, out into the flat as a wide receiver, and they'll try and pass. Fennec over the middle. It is dropped by Blue, coming across the middle. Brings up 2nd and 10.
We'll see how that changes things, but I think you were right, Tyler, in that he was, that injury probably just came out of fatigue more than anything. Didn't look like it was anything awkward, just potentially straining something just because of overuse. But we'll see what Thick and Juicy can do now that he's checked into the game.
Roll out left for Ace Fennec. Juicy stays back to try and block. One-handed, nonchalant grab from Montana, and that'll put him into 1st and goal territory.
Well, they owe this man a pat on the back at the end of the game because he fouled them out on several occasions. This time, he gets his 7th catch of the game, 123 receiving yards. That's impressive numbers. But it seems like they're not trusting the run game now that they've lost Brad Jones, which is interesting because I think Juicy is a respectable tailback, former fullback, obviously. They go heavy set here.
Linebackers overloading the strong side in the direction of the fullback, and they'll try and run that direction. Juicy, and Juicy, a yard shy of pay dirt, a 4-yard pickup.
He was close, and you probably would have given it to him, and we wouldn't have complained. You see there, he was inches shy. There's no reason why they won't go back to that.
2nd and goal. Eye form look. They'll again go in Juicy up the middle. In fact, it's not in Juicy. It's the 3rd string tailback who gets the call and is denied by Woods.
Vancouver stand up. DJ Woods, the rookie, out of Madison that time with the tackle on the inside. I'll punch it again here. We'll see if they can get it on the 3rd crack.
That might be Juicy back in the ball game as the defense makes some adjustments. Goal line versus goal line. Power v. power here on 3rd and inches. Fennec takes his time. Hands off and Juicy. Diving. Touchdown. Thick and Juicy. And Alamo City take a 2-possession lead.
Credit Brad Jones for the earlier work in the drive for gift wrapping that touchdown. It looked like they were always going to get it again. 2nd time they've been in the red zone when the tailbacks have got it several times. This time Thick and Juicy gets it. And you just wonder whether or not the game plan will shift as the season develops to try and get Brad Jones off the field a bit more to prevent another injury.
Kick is up and good. Another long drive, another drive close to 4 minutes for the artillery, and Vancouver will have their work cut out for them with 4:26 to go here on opening day. Can they come back from this? Is the question. As the kick is away from Matt Fennick, and Blackwell will take a knee in the end zone. Down by 14. They'll start this drive on their own 20-yard line.
Well, the benefit for them is it's not too late, but I think we've been waiting for Vancouver to kind of take over in the passing game with the amount of receivers they've got for quite some time. So we'll see that now that they're chasing the game by 2 scores.
3 wideouts here for Christian Brown. They'll start the drive with a pass. Over the middle, that is caught. Good pickup from McMichaels, the 39-yard line to pick up a 19 as they're back to the line in a hurry. They're going to try and pass again. Over the middle again, off the hands of the receiver. Ball falls incomplete. Was the hit too early? It was. Pass interference on Alamo City. That's the mismatch clear between tight end and linebacker.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about the aggressive defense leading to penalties like this. J-Mart has been aggressive all game. That time pays the price for his good work earlier in the game with the run department. Just a little too happy with the coverage and gives Vancouver a little let off.
So a first down here for Vancouver from their own 49-yard line. Bunch set to Christian Brown's right. Dime look at Alamo City. Brown will look to throw. Looking right side, and we get another flag. Another pass interference call coming up. This time on Ron Huff. Costly penalties, Jacob.
Again, just too aggressive when they're playing on coverage. You've got the lead. You don't necessarily need to take a gamble like that, but they're playing man coverage at the moment, and it's costing the possession. There's an open receiver here on the bottom.
Not only first downs, but also free timeouts to stop the clock. 1st and 10. Down by 14 from Alamo City's 41-yard line. Heavy blitz coming. Pass middle. Caught by Brett Killian. First down inside the 30-yard line to the 39. 1st and 10, Vancouver. They're back to the line in a hurry. Quick snap here from Brown. Middle. Got it. McMichaels to the 5. And they're back to the line. 3:45 to go as Brown snaps it. Heavy blitz coming again. Pass near side. Incomplete. Looking for Lunar.
It's the wrong route. Fortunately, he needed something that was in the end zone there. That was a high risk, low reward scenario there with that pass to the flats in Luna, but we'll see what they draw up here, and now they change formation.
2nd and goal from the 5. Curtis goes in motion. Shadowed by Spicoli. Brown will look to throw. 4-man rush, looking for the corner of the end zone. Hits off the helmet of Albert Begin. Ball falls to the turf. 3rd and goal now.
Another one tipped away by the Alamo City pass defense. They've woken up here and late in the drive. Their defense on the goal line has been really impressive, at least in terms of when Vancouver get on the attack. I saw Vancouver draw up here. Still minimal yardage. You just have to throw something simple.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and goal. Killian now in motion. 3:38 to go in the 4th quarter. 5-man rush. Brown looking near side. That is caught! Touchdown! Justice Blackwell brings it back to within a 1-possession ball game.
To the game for Justice Blackwell, and it's a touchdown, and probably an extremely crucial touchdown because it's game on here in San Antonio, Texas. They've left plenty of time on the clock, Vancouver, and now the emphasis is on Alamo City about whether or not they can run the clock out. on the preceding drive, but a fantastic result for Vancouver. They're back in.
All that needs to do now is kick this extra point and maybe get an onside try. Kick is up and good from chance to win. Now can he get a correct bounce for them to maybe get the ball back? Or will they kick it away?
I wouldn't go for an onside kick. They've got plenty of time. It's an unnecessary risk, I think.
Onside kicks away, it bobbles, and it falls in the hands of Vancouver! No, it doesn't!
I tell you what, I don't blame you for thinking he got it. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it looks like Alamo City picked that one
No,
up.
they got it!
No,
Vancouver did get it!
There you go.
An onside kick works!
Don't listen to me.
Don't listen to either of us, Jacob. We couldn't tell what had happened, but Vancouver gets the ball back. 1st and 10 from their 38-yard line. It's game on. Pass, right side tipped. Great awareness from the DB, Spicoli.
Well, the backup DB is coming in and making their impact. That was almost disastrous for Christian Brown. If he had to throw that a little bit lower, I reckon Spicoli could have gotten the second hand of that ball. Instead, Vancouver hold on to it.
2nd and 10. Trips to Brown's right. He'll break up the trips and send Lunar in motion near side. Dime look out of the artillery, trying to contain these 4 receivers. Play clock at 6. Brown will look to throw over the middle into traffic. Incomplete. No flag this time.
I was looking for the contact there. Justice Blackwell didn't get it and forces a 3rd and 10 here. And Alamo City have stood up so far. This is a big play here. They've probably got 2 more left.
Massive 3rd down in this ball game coming up. 4 wide again here for the Legion. Again, Lerner will go in motion. He drags Jukenruken Jr. with him. Brown will snap it. 4-man rush. Floats it near side. Miss timing. Incomplete. 4th down. They might throw away a gift horse.
You're right. And again, that time it was well covered, but that time the Alamo City defensive line really pressured Christian Brown, hence the quick throw. Trying to look for Logan Lee in the backfield. They're going to go to a punch set.
NordVPN Stadium getting loud here in San Antonio. Christian Brown on 4th down. Has to fire middle. Converts on 4th down. Across midfield. Clutch play. And they're back to the line. Brown will look to throw again. Looking right side. Another pass that goes wayward.
Got to calm it down, but what a pass from Christian Brown. That was crucial. Could not have put that into a tighter gap. And here we go. 3 minutes on the clock. And Vancouver with all the momentum.
You can also call that pass maybe an unconventional spike. 3rd and 10. Or 2nd and 10. Pass. Left side caught for 5 yards. That's Lunar's catch. And they'll come back to the line. 3rd and 5. 3 minutes to go. Brown will throw. Looking middle. Opens the receiver. Caught. 1st down to the 25-yard line. McMichaels has been there all game long through the middle. Brown going to look to throw again. Again looking McMichaels route. It is intercepted by Chamo.
Honestly, you could pick out a few stars out of this game, but to me, he's been one of the best and perhaps one of the most important because he's shut down the Vancouver rushing offense. That time, perhaps has come up with a play to win the game. J Mart has pulled off a terrific interception and could be a game-winning interception.
It all depends. Unfortunately, that means Brad Jones is still out of the ball game. Thick and Juicy has come in relief. They're going to need to rely on him today or late on. A little more than 2 minutes to go as he picks up 6. Vancouver still have all 3 timeouts, but they cannot afford Alamo City to convert on any of these next couple downs if they want to have a chance at this ball game, partner.
Great run by Juicy to start the draft, but honestly, I mean, that pick was so important because Vancouver were just starting to get in the motion, and it looked like he picked it up off the ground to make the pick. I'd love to see a replay of that interception again.
2nd and 4. The final play before the 2-minute warning. Pitch play near side. Juicy has blockers in front of him, looking for the first down. Denied the first down after a crucial hit by the linebacker. It brings up 3rd and 1 at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here on opening day, and it's a close one. It's a tight one. Who will come out victorious? Will it be Vancouver or Alamo City? But quickly, even during the 2-minute warning break, the booth will challenge the spot of the call.
Take a look at it again. I don't think he got it, but it's one of those ones that it could go either way. But I think the fact that they spotted it at a whole yard out suggests to me that they've got this one right. But he did fall over the line.
Oh, this is tight.
Oh,
this is tight. He might have gotten it. Not out of the call.
Yes, he got it.
It's a first down for Alamo City, which means Vancouver have to use all 3 of their timeouts, and their defense will need a stop. They have not been able to stop this rushing attack this entire game. For the first 38 minutes, they're going to have to here in the last 2. And Juicy lines up behind Storm, behind Fennec. Handoff and Juicy through the right-hand side. Gets a couple yards, is brought down by Lopez and company, and that'll take off one of Vancouver's timeouts.
And you've just got to flood the box now and hope that they run it out here in Alamo City. You know, you hope that you get the ball back with a little under a minute left on the clock.
1:54 to go. Here in regulation. Troll the tight end. Goes from right to left. Ace will hand off to Njuzi up the middle. Njuzi gets a couple extra blocks fighting forward. Picks up the first down. Fights through Zach Lay. And now Vancouver are extremely nervous. No more. They have one more timeout, but that's it. Alamo City holds sway at the moment. Minute 49 to go. 1st and 10, Alamo City. Another first down for sure wins it. Njuzi through the middle, hits Lopez, and he's brought down after a pickup of about 7, and that's Vancouver's final timeout.
When he nearly broke that one off, that was another tremendous run by Thick and Njuzi, and they're well and truly got Vancouver on the ropes here. One more run, I think this might be over.
Vancouver need a stop now. No more forward progress. Handoff Njuzi, right side, fighting for it, and he's got it. It's a game-winning power run for Thick Njuzi, and the artillery are going to come away with an opening day victory.
And what an injection he's been. They lost Brad Jones at the back end of this 4th quarter to an injury, and you just wonder whether or not they're going to have to adjust the game plan next week with confidence, though, to involve Brad Jones less and use him more specifically, and get Thick and Njuzi involved more in general play. He's been really good as a power runner at the end of this game, and has just shown that he can be relied upon in time of need.
That's the first kneel down from Chapman and company for Alamo City, as they will come away with victory number 1 here today of season 21. A very good start for them in their quest for taking on a very dangerous South Division as Vancouver fall backward. They might not have the lead in the Pacific Division come the end of week 1, which has been their division since its inception a few seasons ago. There's the final kneel down from Ace Fennick. It'll be a 7-point victory for Alamo City over Vancouver here in San Antonio, 24-17, your final score. Jacob Clear, let's start walking through this ball game. Before the injury, Brad Jones. I think Brad Jones has a case for player of the game. How about you, Part?
Well, it can't be anyone but him. I mean, you could talk about Yayo Montana and defensively J Mart as well. But in terms of this game overall, Alamo City have still got the number on Vancouver. And internally, I think it's all about whether or not Vancouver can respond in the following weeks. They've always been able to push it forward in terms of their ability to, adjust and conquer it forward. But a great opening week performance by Alamo City, and they get the win and start off on the best way possible.
Both quarterbacks suffer an interception, but the backbreaker for sure was the pick late on in the ball game for J Mart, who took it away from Christian Brown. And of course, it was the running game. The rushing attack doubled the passing attack for Alamo City today. A very old school, but a very effective offensive game plan here today. Last time here, partner, officially, who's your player of the game?
Well, again, you have to give shout-outs to the game-winning play by Jane Bart on the interception on that final drive by Vancouver off the onside kick. I think that is probably your moment of the game. But yeah, I mean, player of the game has to be Brad Jones. I mean, he was really the headliner, and it's going to be out in a few weeks about just how good this Alamo City rushing offense is with the power of that offensive line. This was a fantastic performance by the Alamo City offense.
Vancouver will return back north of the border as they will take on Las Vegas in week 3. Alamo City will stick around here for week 2, and they'll play Minnesota. And that will do it from all of us here in San Antonio. For my partner, Jacob Clear, and the producer and SFL commissioner, Cameron Irvine, I've been Tyler Falk. So long for all of you at the convention. Enjoy the rest of the convention. Enjoy your week. Good luck to everyone in season 21. And until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.